Oh man, everything is red. It's all red, man. No good, no good. No es bueno. Greetings, all. It's Max, and we're here taking a look at what's going on with the markets today. And it appears that we had a little bit of a crash going. Everything in the entire market is down. And you know what? This stuff happens. It's not that big of a deal. It's pretty normal. And Bitcoin down 8% or something is pretty tame. Not that big of a deal. A lot of these alts are in double-digit losses, particularly the ones that have pumped a lot recently. So that's kind of unfortunate with them, and we'll take a look at that later to see whether or not that's even a big deal, because most of these, as we look down through the list, like Polkadot and some like Solana, Polkadot, have actually doubled or tripled this month. So being down 20% is not necessarily all that big of a deal, but we'll take a look at that a little bit later. What is Nayib Bukele doing? He bought 150 more coins. El Salvador holds 700 more coins, so that's what he did with the dip. He did not say that thanks IMF in this one, so this is, I don't know what people are saying about it, but it looks to me just like a regular old market correction. That is, of course, affected by what's going on in the stock markets. Now, I said, where the price models and the price targets are that people are looking at are not taking into account black swans and gray swans and things like that, because you can't, right? But these things happen. All of these markets are all sort of tied together a little bit. And then I said, we've got a tenuous affair going on with our economic system in America. But then, China, they got some problems there in their economy. Now, on that note, all I hear from everybody is how China is taking over to be the new world regime, global economy. And it's like, it's China. No, they're not. I don't fall for that for a second. As soon as they stop making G.I. Joes for America, their economy goes to nothing. And one of the first things to collapse here is, just like in America, is the housing industry. And their housing industry is called Evergrande, and it's their major player over there, sort of like Fannie and Freddie and over in America. And they're apparently $300 billion in debt, and they can't even make their interest payments. Okay? Now, for those of you who don't know how America has been working for the last 10 years, is countries don't actually make any money. Okay? They take out loans to actually pay their whatever they have to pay for. Okay? And this is a way to not have to pay any taxes. Right? As long as you have a high enough revenue, for instance, like Disney. Disney, I think, does make a profit, but like Netflix never makes a profit. Amazon, I don't think, really makes any profit. Jeff Bezos doesn't really ever make any profit, because they take out loans to live on, and they just pay the interest on the loans, right? So their debt goes up and up and up and up and up and up and up. And then, if they run into problems, they can just go bankrupt and call it good. And this is because credit is cheap right now, because we have to keep the economy going. Now, you can get a loan now for 0.25% interest if you're a big company like Netflix, right? So why wouldn't you? It's free money because the rate of inflation is 10 to 15%. Okay? All you have to do is make the minimum payment, right? Well, over there in China, technically it's Hong Kong, but whatever. Evergrande can't even make the minimum payment. That's how much money they don't have. That they don't even have enough to make the down payment on something. They can't pay the $17 on their credit card bill, right? So that's what's going on there, and a lot of investing is done with real estate, and this affects a lot of different things, because the housing market is always looked at as the safe investment, because people always need places to live, and people put their pensions in there and their 401k and investment portfolios that would be considered the safe asset class to be in, is in like mortgages and whatever else Evergrande does, right? And so when that is shaken, it really scares a lot of people, and it's reflected in the markets as to what's going on, and it hits America too. No matter how much the Federal Reserve prints money and buys company stocks behind the scenes and does all this stuff, the S&P and the Dow and all that still is falling for the same thing, because a lot of zombie corporations out there that are just living off credit, and it is what that is. But if some people need money, cryptocurrency exchanges are open 24/7. So, like I said, there's a lot of big money that went into Bitcoin. A lot of we don't know. We know the American companies that have to report whether or not they bought Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies, but we don't know what China companies are doing, right? Unless they're registered with the SEC in America. In China, who knows what their reporting is, right? So, about 11 o'clock last night, right after I went to bed, basically, the market goes vertically down over throughout the course of the evening when everyone is sleeping in America, and it's because of what's going on in Asia. And I believe it triggered a lot of stop loss orders, and we can actually see that on the metrics. But there is a lot of trading activity here as we look into it in the 24 hours here. This is where we're at basically right now. There's a lot of trading volume, okay? And if you look on Coinbase, if you're actually logged into your account, even on the basic Coinbase, even on this basic Coinbase, it tells you what the market flow is, and Bitcoin's and everybody else's is up by over 50%. So people are selling, they need money, people are spooked. And the cryptocurrency exchange is always open. You ain't got to wait 9 to 5 in order to sell your stuff. And so that's what's going on. I think stop losses got triggered because you look at a lot of the different metrics, and people are still holding, and there still isn't any Bitcoin on exchanges. There's nothing wrong with the cryptocurrency market at all. There's nothing going on. So this is just a result of what's going on in other markets and in other things around the world in the economic sector. And the only thing that sucks about it is not being able to take advantage of the dips, because we've had a lot of them, in my opinion. I mean, it was just a little over 10 days ago. A little over 10 days ago, we had the thing going on in El Salvador where the market crapped. Bitcoin took a $5,000 haircut. And then, we're just sort of coming back up a little bit, right, to 48,000, and then we're taking another $5,000 haircut, and that's it's no fun. But take advantage of it. I don't see, Bitcoin could go down as low as 41,000 with all of the selling. I think 41,000 is the hard bottom for Bitcoin. All right, so anyone who's out there is waiting to buy a bottom or waiting to get in or waiting for whatever. It looks, when you look at the trading volumes, oh no, now we're up. Before there was a lot more people that were selling than there was people buying. Now there is more people buying. So I guess we've hit the bottom at around 43.5. Yeah, 43.1 looks like to be the bottom. So the 43.1 is a resistance level that we kind of bounce off pretty often. So it appears to be pretty strong. If it goes through 43, it's going to hit 41. And I don't think it's going to break 41. So we're kind of at more or less the bottom for Bitcoin. Of course, again, barring yet another black swan. So who knows with the thing. But there is nothing fundamentally wrong with any project or anything going on in Bitcoin. There's no lawsuits that I'm aware of that are affecting any major players, right? So yeah, that's what's going on there. You got to be like Nayib Bukele and keep buying. That's the best bet. The only thing that I am mad about with this dip is I wasn't able to take advantage of it, right? Running sideways for a good few days here. And so I was about to set up stop loss orders, knowing that they could get triggered, and that way I would be able to, of course, sell everything, or at least the stuff that I have on exchanges, which isn't much. It's a small portion of my profile. But some things like this happen all the time. See, I don't have any money like cash that I want to put on the market right now. But I do have money floating on the market, and it's like, well, we have one of these things that happen, which I was looking for it to happen. Okay. There's September is typically not a great month in crypto, right? And you have some questions on whether or not the stock market is going to fall anytime now. And so I should have had my stop losses in, so I could just get into Tether for what my stuff is worth, and then, you know, hopefully buy 5% when everything is 5% down, pick it up on the cheap. And, you know, I'm a little angry I wasn't able to take advantage of that. But, you know, if you're just a person who is buying and holding and seeing what happens, you know, yeah, just buy some more Bitcoin. And that's all there is to it. We will take a look here because it is Monday, and I don't know what I am going to dollar cost average into on the two portfolios, but I am going to point out, okay, I haven't put the $100 in for this week yet, but we're at 1675 for the blue chip solid investment portfolio, which is down 8.43%. And then you go to the gambler portfolio, and we're at 1495, and we're at down 9%. Okay, so as I said, the upside is a lot more on the gambler side of these coins, right? Some of them can go up 10x, make you a whole bunch of money, but they're in double-digit losses, right? They're in double-digit percentage losses, 11 to 18%. The only one that's really holding is Solana, which is down 6% now, but I think it went down to 130. But because this is more or less a blue chip asset, and Dogecoin, because Dogecoin's already been getting creamed. I don't know, at 20 cents, I'm tempted to pick up some for a little bit of money. But yeah, the investment portfolio, when you go into what do you call it? You have events like this, or if it's even a bear market where people aren't trading much, when you have these little things, your blue chip stocks, cryptos, are not going to lose as much. They're a lot less volatile. Still volatile comparatively to the stock market, but not that bad. Everything went down and tanked, you know, 15 to 20%. In the middle of the night, Bitcoin went down 8. Okay, so that's what's to take away from that. I do want to look at good old crypto quant here, because there is a couple of places on here where the information is pegged, and I don't know if that's an error on their part or what. But the only place where you had anything strange in any of the charts was the stablecoins ratio in US dollars, where it's like the stablecoins are pegged on Bitfinex, which is one exchange. The stablecoin ratio is pegged on just this one particular exchange, and it's like, huh? That indicates that somebody sold, you know, people are selling off their bags into stablecoins, which to me means they have stop losses set, and they triggered all their stop losses, and then they had a whole bunch of stablecoin. But you look at other metrics as far as to like Bitcoin holders and things like that, and not much has really changed. So it's perhaps that people had gambler tokens, magic bean coins, and their stop losses got triggered into stablecoins. But man, that's a parabolic rise in the amount of stablecoins that's on Bitfinex. And, you know, you look at somewhere around here, I think they have all of them. Yeah, Kraken's, no, Bitfinex stablecoins here. Yeah, it's just that one exchange. Yeah, where their stablecoins are all crazy, but everything else, you know, looks pretty good. Nothing. There isn't any hanky-panky going on with the markets, right? Number one is right here, though. This is our reserve rate for Bitcoin. The lowest it's been in years. Probably, maybe even ever. I don't know. Comparatively to the market volume. So, it's only a matter of time before we start going up. And the only sad part, like I said, is it's too soon. It's too soon to the September 7th nonsense that happened. And that's, you know, unfortunate. But if you do have money to take advantage of it, take advantage of it. They're sitting down here at 43,000. You're buying at the support level at 43,000. Okay, so the only way it's going to go below that is if you have to break a support level, and then even then the next support level is 41. So you're not really saving anything. Right? We'll take a look at the coins and what we're doing here. Right now on the hour, things are kind of, sort of coming up. You know, we're down from, instead of 20% losses, we're down to 2% losses. But some of the biggest guys hit Polkadot. So we have a sale on Polkadot, right? That's what that means, is a sale on Polkadot. It's 15% off. What else do we got? Terra Luna. Some of the ones we're at. Solana seems like it's been very volatile with its upswings and wild downswings, but it's still ridiculously in profit. Just 2 weeks ago, it was around, a little over 2 weeks ago, it was around the $100 mark. So all of the stuff that's going on has all been, you know, above the $100 mark. So if you bought in at the beginning of the month, even after, this is after the price tripled, by the way. If you bought in the beginning of the month, you're still fine. This is what I mean about setting stop losses. So at the very beginning of the month, it's $111. And we'll even go back to the very, very end of August. It's $67. So let's say you were one of the people who more or less FOMO'd in at $75. When the price hits up here around $110 or $111 and it continues and goes up to $150 to $170, throw a stop loss in there at $110, right? You made some profit. And even though the price goes up to like $200 and you don't see, you want to move that stop loss up, well, crypto's volatile, right? You want to make sure you have a really good gap into your stop losses, especially if you're not in cash, right? If you don't have cash sitting on there to take advantage of dips, you don't want to get wiped out on anything. So have your investment amount, and then when you make like 20% over your investment and it keeps on and continues going, maybe throw a stop loss in there to stop you from getting wiped out. Stop losses when you're really tight on what your investment, you say you get into Bitcoin at 43,000, it goes up to 45, and then you want to put a stop loss in. No, because it could go back down to 43, okay, and then rocket up, which will sell your stuff and then continue up. You want to have a very, very wide margin in there. That's just a safety net. Yeah. So that's what's going on. Other than that, you may think that crypto is volatile, but you don't want to be in this Wall Street market. 100% propped up by fluff and nonsense. Yeah, it is. You want to be happy with what you got, and this news, you know, as I said, you look at Bitcoin, and there isn't really any problems with anything. It's just people that need to come up with cash, and a lot of people whose stop losses got triggered, and I think it's all just related to that Evergrande thing there in Hong Kong. And what we see is potentially what from here is Bitcoin will continue down to 41, right? It looks to me like that's what's going to happen, but of course I don't know that. At any rate, after it hits the 41, will continue to go up. Okay, people are going to accumulate all the way through this. Remember now, there's 6 million people now accumulating in El Salvador. May not be much, but their little Chivo app, I think they got 1.1 million people of their 5 or 6 million total people now using it. So, well, that's in play too. And, you know, that's about all we have for this one. And yeah, we'll do another one if anything exciting happens. With that, we're going to be out of here.